please take a moment now to turn your mobile devices to silent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AVID Connect 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. Our meeting is about to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AVID's President, Jeff Rosica.
Welcome to AVID Connect 2017. You know, it's amazing. We're holding our 4th annual AVID Connect event. It feels like literally yesterday morning we were here for the first one. So I want you to know 1,300 attendees are in the room today. This is our highest attendance yet for AVID Connect, so thank you for being with us. Congratulations. And we've got people to welcome from all over. We've got 44 different countries in the room today with over 600 organizations represented. So it's really great and inspiring to see such dedication from our community and being here with us. You know, it's an exciting year for the ACA, and I have a lot to share with you this weekend. So first of all, let me talk about Sorry, I'm doing my own notes wrong. So let's start by thanking all of our sponsors. You know, our sponsors have been terrific with us. We really couldn't do this event and we couldn't do the ACA without any of them. First, I want to talk about HP, who's been a long-standing and a very generous supporter, and I want to thank them because they've been here from the very beginning of the ACA. I also want to thank other major sponsors, Dell, AMD, Dolby, and Microsoft, who have all made a huge commitment and a huge contribution to the show, and you'll be seeing a lot of them on stage over the next couple of days. I also am real grateful for the dozens of other sponsors and exhibitors who are an important part of the event and our community. I also want to like to give special thanks to industry associations who have come to support the event this year. That's a unique thing this year. And they're contributing to several sessions that we have across the weekend. And so I want to thank the NAB, SVG, IABM, and TV News Check for their involvement. And I hope you'll stop by and visit all of our sponsors. I saw the crowd out this morning during breakfast, so I know you were talking to a lot of our sponsors. So please spend time this weekend and show your generosity and your thankfulness for them to be here and get to know their solutions, because there's some amazing things that our exhibitors and sponsors have to show. So as I mentioned before, this has been a big year for the ACA. The numbers of ACA members have doubled since last year. We are now well over 10,000 ACA members worldwide. In fact, the ACA has doubled in membership every year for the first 3 years that we've been in existence. So it's amazing to start from those first 15 or 20 people that have now grown to 10,000 people. In fact, it's growing rather rapidly. I think by the end of NAB, it may be 11 or 12,000. So it's growing very, very fast. So it's amazing. Also, the leadership of the ACA continues to be very, very strong. In fact, yesterday, all of the councils and board met, and the board elected 5 new directors as a part of the board of directors of your community. And together with the advisory councils, they've had a huge commitment, and they made a huge leadership for this organization, for the strategic direction of not only our community, our association, but also for AVID. And I want you to know this community has impacted a lot at AVID. Our really product launches, our technology strategies, and more really every month through the input and membership advice that we get. It's really terrific. And so, we try to, whenever possible, continue an open dialogue between AVID and the community, and we thank you. And that happened yesterday. I'm sure it will happen today, and of course across the weekend and ongoing. Now, this past year marked a major milestone for the ACA with the launch of the inaugural vote. And actually, it was a very, very successful effort. We were surprised by the outcome. So more than 6,500 voters participated from over 4,000 unique organizations, representing 109 countries around the world. So what an amazing level of participation we had, and I thank you and thank our community for that. It's really amazing what happened. So be sure, though, to join myself and Dana Ruzica, our Chief Product Officer, tomorrow during our general session, because we're going to actually go through the vote results with you and show you what happened from the vote, and we're going to talk to you about what we are doing about the things you voted for. So it'll be a great session tomorrow afternoon to not miss. Now, we have a terrific program this weekend across 30 sessions. There are around 3 industry tracks to keep it a little simpler this year. First of all, we have a track really focused around media enterprises. They're looking at how they can face the transformations ahead. We also have a great track for creative teams. They're looking to collaborate better or improve their workflows. And then finally, we have a track dedicated to individual media professionals looking to better master their craft. But all of the tracks have very interesting information, so please choose the ones and the sessions that make sense for you. But we've got a really power-packed sessions. And I want to thank the over 70 speakers and panel members over this weekend, because our community is who drives the content for this event. And so, there's 70 people to thank. I can't thank them by name here, but you know who you are because you're on the list. Thank you for your time and effort you've made to help make this event great. And it's going to be a lot of great information that we share. So now later this evening, we look forward to welcoming all of you for some unique network and events. And I hope with some real fun and enjoyment. We're all going to be indoors quite a bit, so we're going to solve that problem this evening. So first of all, at 6 p.m., we'll have a special reception in our exhibit hall where you have the breakfast session. And that'll be some time with cocktails and networking. And then that proceeds right before that's right before our 6:45 p.m. event. And I want you to join us out at the pool, just outside the exhibit hall area. There's going to be a really fun, unique, wonderful evening of food, drink, entertainment, and a lot more. The association has some great things planned tonight. I would suggest not miss it. It's going to be one of the better parties of this weekend, if not this week. So be sure to join us tonight. And swim trunks are optional. It's not that kind of pool party. It's actually, more of a party. But if you want to bring swim trunks, go ahead. But it'll be a nice celebration this evening. But if you want to get a little more casual tonight, don't worry about it. That's of course terrific. Now, we have some great keynote presentations also during our main stage, or what we call the general sessions here today and tomorrow. I want to just remind you that tomorrow we're going to welcome Jonathan Perlman, who's a former BuzzFeed and Google executive, who will share his insights on growth and success in digital business. Obviously this is an area that's big for all of us and what is impacting our business, and so we brought someone in that we thought would be really powerful to hear from on how they look at this business, and people who've been very successful in the space. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. Later this afternoon, we have a luncheon general session. So this room actually serves as a luncheon for us this afternoon. That's new than we've done in previous years. And the reason we're calling it a luncheon is because we actually have some great speakers lined up from one of our sponsors, HP, but also we've got a surprise presentation today that we haven't put in the agenda. So we can't share with you who that is yet. I will tell you, you'll probably figure it out in about an hour into this presentation we're about to start. And so what I will say is, I think it's a session this afternoon back in here you won't want to miss because, first of all, it's a free lunch. That's a good start. But actually, what you're going to see on stage here is going to be terrific, and what you're going to learn about is pretty exciting. And again, as I mentioned, we have a lot of keynotes from today and tomorrow from HP, AMD, and Dell. All right? The one thing I do want to say is you'll find all the pertinent information about the schedule and the general information in the AVID Connect app. If you haven't downloaded the app, please do so. We don't have printed documentation for you, but the app also is a great way not only to stay up on the schedule and read about all the tracks. The app also allows you to network and connect and post funny pictures or serious, whatever you'd like to. It's a great way to connect with the community here. So you can just go to the App Store or Google Play and download it. All you got to do is type AVID Connect 2017 and you'll find the app, and it's free of charge. So also as a thank you today for joining us today, we have a complimentary copy of a new book written by our CEO, Luis Hernandez Jr. You're going to be able to pick up a copy on your way out of this session this morning. When you checked in, there's a purple ticket that's in your credentials. You can use that to pick up the book. You'll learn a little bit more about that in a short time here. But I want to remind you that this will be the only time to pick up. We're doing this as a complimentary gift for everyone who's part of the community here today. Okay. So up first this morning is our AVID Chairman and CEO, Luis Hernandez Jr. He's going to be coming up momentarily for what we call the AVID Executive Keynote, or we call it the Reveal. We're going to have some real exciting information. We've got a lot of great news to share. So, to get things going, I'll get off the stage. Let me first start with this opening video before Luis comes out. So thanks, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome AVID's Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Luis Hernandez Jr.
the fantastic work our clients do? Amazing, huh? Well, thank you and good morning, everybody. It is so incredible to see what we have created here together with the AVID Customer Association. And this event shows how working together we can produce amazing results. I mean, just look at this room and how much we've grown just in the last few years. Now, Jeff gave you a good overview of what we have in store for you during the event. This morning, you're going to hear about some of the progress we've made so far on this journey that we've been on together. You're going to hear about some accelerated innovations, some pretty exciting announcements, and of course, what's next for all of us. And I can't wait for you to hear about what's in store for you this morning. Now, a lot of you know that I've always admired the incredible work and importance that storytelling plays in our society and our social fabric. Stories are the glue that connects us all. They inform, they inspire, they educate. They reflect our hopes, they reflect our dreams, our fears, and they have the power to move people. They shape and influence our very society. And I've been really humbled at the incredible professionals that I get to interact with every day who dedicate their lives to connecting all of us through these incredible stories, some of what you just saw. The joy for AVID and for me is providing the best tools possible to tell the best stories possible, and then allow you to connect those stories to as many people as possible. And I'd like to begin today by telling you a story. It's a story that's very near indeed to me personally. It's a story of an epic journey filled with high drama, high stakes, and incredible opportunity. It's a story that has come at great personal sacrifice. I know for me it's been the hardest thing that I've ever done, and it's tested the very will of AVID and the family members here at AVID. And of course, it couldn't have been done without you. It's a story of us, it's a story of you, it's a story of AVID, and it's a story of our entire community. It's about people coming together to solve the industry's biggest problems, the most complicated issues, and yes, it was ambitious, as many of you know, to build a platform for efficient, effective storytelling that connects the entire ecosystem globally. The story begins at a time of dramatic industry transformation. Like every aspect of our lives, media is becoming more digitized and more consumerized. And it hit the industry hard. Now, like everything else that's changing in our world, it impacted the media industry on how we worked, how you made money, and who made money. All of a sudden, there was this explosion of content. So the good news is more people could tell their stories. The bad news is the competition to be heard and just rise above so much noise was intense. How you consume content was also changing very rapidly. Formats, devices, channels. Good news, you can reach more people. Bad news, the economic model for these new channels was either less attractive or unproven. And of course, there were new digital players that were exploiting this disruption, this transformation, many of whom are in this room, contributing to the acceleration of the change in our industry. Now the good news, there was a dramatic increase in content consumption, but it didn't match the huge increase in choices that we have around the world. And media tech budgets are under intense pressure today. And they're not just a small amount of changes that need to be made. The economic realities around the globe were changing everything. Everyone was being asked and challenged to do more with less. And it's not just OpEx versus CapEx, which is a popular discussion topic. We actually mean spend less money to accomplish more. And probably even worse, the individual artists and creative teams have taken on the brunt of this new economic reality. Now, I've traveled the world with some of the AVID team members and met with hundreds of customers in almost every location. They told us they were dealing with escalating challenges both within their own organization, but also industry-wide. And while we were joining a conversation that was already taking place, it was pretty clear that it was intensifying.
There's been an explosion of media that we need to create. So 20 years ago, we had 2 or 3 deliverables for any given show. Now we'll have anywhere from 20 to 35 deliverables for all the different media strains.
The biggest issue that we face right now is in that everybody is, or the entire crew is in different locations.
We're always updating. They're never quite done with the visual effects until the last day of the mix sometimes.
It seems that it's never ending, that the bigger shows are expanding out and needing more capability, wider track sessions to be more productive.
The biggest dynamic right now has been the increasing fluidity of the entire production process. So the idea that a project is ever finished has sort of gone away.
We see apps on the televisions from companies who are not broadcasting companies. They're trying to get the audience, which is our audience. It was our audience in the last decades.
Having tools that integrate well are really important. So pushing the boundaries in those areas is where we need AVID.
Now these conversations made it clear that major changes were required. The entire workflow from content, consumption, had to be reworked. And it wasn't just individual pieces. Everything needed to be more integrated and more automated. And new tools simply were not enough. When you looked around for help as an industry, you were faced with a sea of disconnected proprietary tools that made the whole situation worse, not better. And the industry needed new ideas. It couldn't be fixed, for instance, with a new mixer or a better editor or faster storage. We couldn't keep doing the same things and expect a different result. Now, we've continued those conversations since then, when we started this journey. And as some of you know, we operate in around 160 countries, and I think I've spent time with customers in just about all of them. I've had tequila with Televisa. I've had sake with NHK. I've had a pint with BBC. I don't even know what I drank in China. I just know it was tough to get down. Of course, I've had wine all over the world. And of course, I had a Diet Coke with Disney, because it is Disney after all. But all through these conversations and millions of miles, one thing that I learned is that the business and economic realities have intensified. They've intensified to the point where the risk of not adapting is greater than ever before. And this has come from you, not me. This is what you've told us. 4 years ago, we asked our clients to take a leap of faith. We could see that someone, anyone, had to step forward to address these risks. And as an industry leader, we believe that we were in a unique position to step forward. But it wasn't just an opportunity. We actually felt we had a responsibility. Because if it wasn't AVID, then who? Who would step forward? So we began to do things that needed to be done to put us in the best position to solve these problems. Top of the list was to create a truly open industry, not company, an industry. To create standard tools that could be shared by everyone. We felt we needed to enable better connectivity and interoperability between applications, both our own and third-party applications. We had to completely reimagine a new way forward. Now, many of our most prominent customers, from individual professionals to the largest media companies, they were willing to help us. They jumped right in. These customers are some of the founding members of the AVID Customer Association. Really proud to have them. And they didn't just stand and watch, they actually rolled up their sleeves to help us. And of course, in the process, help themselves. We were then, and we are now, profoundly grateful for the faith and trust that you placed in us. The fact that so many founding members of the ACA embraced the original AVID Everywhere idea when we first presented it, and then they worked with us to make it better, it was really exciting. It was invigorating. It was inspiring. And you know, when you create something and people share your vision, ultimately it became motivating. Motivating to finish the vision that we laid out. Together we envisioned a single global ecosystem where new products and services could be launched easily, where everyone could collaborate, sharing common tools, where you can instantly access media anywhere around the world, where everybody can choose where and how they wanted to participate in the ecosystem. And everything had to happen at a lower cost, because the whole thing had to be more integrated and more efficient. Now, when we first announced this vision, I know some of you were there, to the world, everybody seemed to have an opinion. Thankfully, most of our customers were very supportive. And here's a quick look at some of the comments when we revealed the original AVID Everywhere. This is right after we revealed that at the very first AVID Connect event. Check this out.
Inspiring. Amazing.
Phenomenal. Really great. It's off the charts. Awesome. Cool.
It's amazing.
And I'm really excited. I'm impressed.
Very surprising. Really exciting. Awesome.
Massively revolutionary.
AVID's got it.
Boy, that was great to see. How was that, huh? That's some support? That was when we first announced, and of course, it's good to see the support, but there was also a lot of skeptics, I'm sure you'd be surprised to hear. I remember some people telling me, very simply, I think you're crazy. That was a literal quote. I don't think you can do this. I remember somebody putting their arm around me literally and saying, you know, Louis, I don't think you know where you work. AVID can't do this kind of thing. Way too ambitious. And I could understand that. It was a pretty radical idea at the time. But no matter where I went or who I talked to, everyone had these common needs, these common issues that they were trying to solve. And they were very profound, but very simple. And it was simply, we just need to create the best content possible. That's more intense than ever because there's so much competition. We need to make that available to more people, more channels, more devices efficiently. When we find a winner, we need to optimize the value and protect the value. We need to do everything, Louis, cheaper. That was it. That was our calling. That's what we set out to solve. And we knew getting there would require some pretty significant changes. The industry had to overcome the limitations of proprietary tools. Media organizations needed to work more collaboratively and more efficiently than the way they had been doing. Individual artists needed the best tools, but they needed them connected to the rest of the workflow seamlessly. Technology vendors needed to stop providing applications that just made things worse. And everyone around the world needed to be more connected at a much lower cost. It seemed a daunting task at the time, but I have to tell you, I knew from talking with you that there was a way, because there was a lot of energy behind these issues. And you definitely were not shy about telling us the things that we needed to do to get better. Now, after months of analysis and customer meetings, I also knew everything at AVID needed to change. Our products, our technology, the way we were organized, the people we had, our go-to-market strategy, everything. Now you can imagine, if you come with me now for a second, that first meeting, me getting back after the first 8 weeks, and then a couple of months of analysis, and sitting down with the team and explaining all these conclusions and explaining we literally needed to change everything we were doing. So, what did we do? We got to work. We got the right people. We changed the entire management team, and the majority of the rest of the colleagues at AVID, the majority are new to the company since we started. We had to put the right people in the right places so they can be closer to the customers and the decisions that they were making. We had to get the right technology. We radically shifted our strategy and our technology, preserving the heritage that AVID's known for, but embracing a new way of thinking. We had to adjust our entire business operations and processes to serve you better and put us in a better position. But we weren't the only ones changing. You were changing too. Not just your workflows, that was clear. Everybody was under some transformation on their own. But your attitudes and your view of AVID was changing as well. Change is never easy, and there were some tough conversations there in the midst of everything, but we had to do during this dynamic period. But we knew we were doing the right things for the right reasons. Now, as we worked together to make the AVID Everywhere vision a reality, more of you joined us. More of you joined this journey, this quest we had to solve these complicated problems. At first, people thought AVID Everywhere was about AVID's transformation, but it was and is about so much more. It's about sharing ideas and goals, as we did yesterday with many of you. It's about supporting each other, succeeding together, and partnering to solve common problems to make it better for everyone. And I remember those first ACA meetings, everyone looked at us as though we were aliens. What did you do with my AVID? And who are you? I remember people saying, you know, they looked at us like, why are you asking me all these business questions? And what are you writing in that little black book in the corner over there, Louis? It was a lot of fun, those early meetings, because AVID Everywhere was really about the future of the industry, and that's the feedback you were giving us on those early meetings. And it's a fundamental reimagination of how artists create and how media organizations run their very businesses. And it helps rebalance the economic equation for everyone, including artists, so that they can thrive in the era of this digital transformation. Now, it represents a transformation from closed to open solutions, from linear to dynamic, from siloed to integrated, from fragmented to connected ecosystems, from independent to community participation. That's what it represents. And I've always believed when people work together, good things, even great things, can happen. And you know what? It's working. You heard from Jeff this morning that today the ACA community is over 10,000 strong and growing rapidly from a standing start just a couple of years ago. With the first ever ACA vote, we've taken steps to give the community an even stronger voice. I mean, think about it. Can you believe it? You're directly influencing how AVID prioritizes R&D dollars. Virtually everything we envisioned 4 years ago has come to pass. In fact, let's take a look at exactly what we said just 4 years ago.
Today, we're reimagining the connection between the content creator and the consumer of that content. Now, we're announcing this morning the most profound, sweeping, strategic product vision since our inception.
Wait, stop the video 1 second. Sorry, guys. First of all, I don't look like I age that much, but I feel a lot older. Right, that's number one. Number two, you can see that vision hasn't changed. That vision statement has not changed at all. All right, guys, let's start up again.
One shared, open, extensible, customizable framework, totally integrated.
Boy, that sounds ambitious. I think it's fair to say, mission accomplished.
Imagine a world where the best and brightest could collaborate everywhere. Whether or not you're editing a movie, creating a song, broadcasting a major news event or sporting events, everybody would be connected.
Yep, I think we did that one too.
Imagine a world where while you're creating this asset, modules to automatically tag, automatically protect, repurpose, distribute, and even analyze consumption patterns.
Okay, well that sounds like a great idea, but we're not there yet. We're working on it. Let's see what else we have.
Imagine a world where ingest and play out works across the entire platform.
Yep, definitely got that one.
Imagine a world where you can easily, in a secure way, share selected files with third parties or within the family, even the general public.
Check, and I think that would be double check.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you AVID Everywhere.
That was exciting back then. Well, I think it's fair to say we did it, but we did it together. And I think you deserve as much of the recognition of anyone else, so thank you all for helping us get to where we are. AVID Everywhere is a vision delivered thanks to you. The AVID Media Central is the world's most open, integrated platform. The AVID Alliance Partner Program, many of which you've seen in the hallways, is an overwhelming success. The AVID Marketplace is making enormous difference to individual artists, creative teams, and media enterprises. As I said, the platform is working. And you know what's fun about it? Most of you here are probably using it today, something that we only created a few years ago. Now, you may have noticed lately a lot of folks are following our lead, announcing platforms for their little piece of the workflow. But the problem is you still need to cobble all the pieces together. And this is where the AVID Media Central platform is truly unique in the industry. See, our platform spans the entire workflow. It is the industry's most open. It is the most integrated, it's the most flexible, scalable, and efficient that you will find. Our platform supports everyone. You've seen individual artists use the platform to tell better stories, to connect with other artists, and studios on one common platform. Today, you can see dispersed creative teams use the platform to tackle projects in record time all over the world. Large media organizations, many of which are represented right here in this room, use the platform to go bigger, faster, further, more efficiently. Our platform is clearly relied upon by the industry. Every major film studio uses AVID. 9 of the 10 leading international news networks use AVID. 4 out of the 5 largest station groups use AVID. 70% of commercially available music uses AVID. And what about all those new leading streaming services? All the new digital technology trends? What about those guys? Nearly 90% of the content that you will see on those services was produced with AVID. Now, why is our platform experiencing such widespread adoption? Millions now use the AVID platform-related creative tools to tell their stories. Over 2,000 mission-critical enterprise deployments with tens of thousands of users are taking care of business every day with AVID. Over 600 alliance partners with more than 2,000 products are on the platform. And since we launched the cloud-enabled subscriptions, over 60,000 new users have adopted AVID's creative tools. It's really been incredible. So I mentioned, it's also why the platform is used by the biggest names for the biggest events on the biggest stages. For example, you look at the Rio Games, and if you followed my social, you know how inspiring it was to see the incredible work that our industry did to put those games on. The majority of the broadcasters relied on AVID. Now, NBC was the biggest broadcaster at the games. They're probably in this room somewhere. They had a unique story. They had a dramatic increase in content creation, a dramatic increase in viewers across all the channels. They had 11 different sites on 3 different contents, remotely accessing tools and content. And while they were doing all that, they dramatically reduced the staff they had on site. This, I think, and what they achieved is a beacon for the industry, because everybody's trying to do the same thing. Create more content, increase viewership, lower cost. And this is what everybody's trying to do. It's incredible. Another great example is Super Bowl 51. Now, I think most of you would agree that was a historic game on many levels, incredible, especially for the New England fans in the house. But besides the normal complex and complexity, of producing such a technologically challenging event like this, Fox also did a remarkable job of delivering jaw-dropping virtual reality experience. If you hadn't seen it, you should. It was really incredible. And that experience, of course, was powered by the AVID graphics tools. Now, these are just 2 examples, but many of the largest media organizations in the world are investing in the AVID platform across their entire enterprise. And this is so that they can help achieve their business objectives more rapidly. About a year ago, one of the largest broadcasters groups, Sinclair, who's probably also in this room, was the first to go all in with a common platform, tools across all of their 65 different newsrooms nationwide. Now, they had been a long-term customer, but this was an ambitious move forward. They positioned themselves and have realized significant cost savings and operational efficiencies. Now, since then, many have followed Sinclair's lead, thanks in large part to Sinclair explaining how it worked, how they were able to pull it off, like DHX Media, who produces some of the world's most popular children's programs. They just entered a multi-year enterprise agreement with AVID. Jetson, some of the ones that probably I drank the most of that funny alcohol in China. If you know Jetson, one of the fastest growing content and technology distributors in China, have expanded greatly their relationship with AVID recently. Our more than 10-year relationship with Al Jazeera has deepened significantly with a global enterprise agreement to future-proof their technology. PhotoChem, some of you know, a leading film and post-production house very near our offices in Los Angeles. They are leveraging the Media Central platform and the AVID Nexus to accelerate production and increase efficiency for their clients. Now let's hear how some media organizations are doubling down on the platform to address their challenges.
AVID Media Central is a tool that we can use to move that content around and not just get it on the air faster on our linear channels, but also on our websites, on our social media sites, and on our mobile sites. And that is a huge part of our strategy.
The initial start with AVID was iNews. Our newsroom, with using multiple languages, they needed one tool that they can access all the news story, all the breaking news, to have the one tool that will enable them to exchange all the stories at the first level. Then the second phase was the media exchange between all of them. So we are focusing a lot on using MCA and MCUX for all our newsroom, and it's across all our people that they are involved in every aspect of the production, news gathering and news production. AVID unified solution for newsroom production really helped us to overcome all these challenges.
The products that AVID has been introducing in the past, recently, and in the future certainly are making a big difference on the workflows that we do in the post-production process.
We were really just sort of bubblegum and gaffer tape together. It was a variety of systems that were supposed to work together, but they didn't necessarily work together as well as they should. And that year, I went to ACA. So I figured, I'll go see this iNews thing. My team is complaining about their news system. I watched it. It was a wow moment. I thought, well, if it worked like that, that's what the team's been asking for. So I came back here and I said, would you guys be interested in changing to iNews? And they said, yeah, definitely. The client chose AVID. The client is very happy, very happy.
All right, you know, it's really rewarding to see people actually using the platform and benefiting. All right, so before we move on to what's coming, let me recap exactly where we are today on this journey. We have created a unified platform with a comprehensive set of services and tools that can be shared by everyone on everything, from connectivity to collaboration, from metadata management to workflow orchestration, to storage, security, systems administration, all there for anyone accessing the platform. And remember, we all share one single platform. Everybody who's on Media Central platform, there is only one version. Everybody shares it. That's what makes it so powerful. Now, sitting on top of this, of the platform, are client applications, which you can go enter through and access from any device, any operating system, any network, all through a unified user experience. Of course, most of you know, then you can access the applications for audio, for video, for graphics, for whatever creative tool you need. Then you can connect to others through the artist community and get the latest apps or content from the App Store or the Content Marketplace. From there are integrated solutions for studio and production, depending on what your role is, whether or not you're controlling the video wall or virtual set, driving interactive graphics, or mixing a live show. You can work more efficiently because all of these applications are connected to that same platform. Across all of this, we have a comprehensive set of media services, from asset management, social media analytics, file transfer, search, and workflow orchestration. These are available to anyone at any time, regardless of where you're working on the platform. And then, of course, you can tie in other applications as well. With thousands of Alliance partner products certified to the platform, you can customize and tailor the workflow of your needs with the vendors that you would like to work with. The net result of all this? The platform effect. And we talked about the platform effect before. We're no longer talking about it. We're actually experiencing it. People are using it. The platform effect means that everyone can participate. Anyone can collaborate. Adding apps and capabilities is seamless. Any asset can be stored and accessed from anywhere. And most importantly, The platform enables this global connected ecosystem where you're all connected through a common platform. A single collaborative connected ecosystem where people from all over the industry can work together, create, distribute, monetize media. More simply, more efficiently, more powerfully. That is the power of the platform. Now let me give you a sense of what it took for AVID to deliver the platform and this interconnected ecosystem. Besides all your help along the way, here's AVID Everywhere by the numbers. 300 million, that's how much we've invested in platform-related technologies during this transformative period. That means a quarter of our entire code base, the 30-year-old company, came in the last 3.5 years. 25% of our entire code base. 40%. That's the percentage of employees who have been redeployed to be closer to our customers. Pretty dramatic change. 37. The number of industry-defining patents that have been developed in the last 4 years. Now, some of you know we have a pretty incredible patent portfolio, but did you know that that's almost 20% of total patents that the company holds? Just in the last 3.5 years. Significant amount of innovation happened. This was a big investment. But think of what we have now. A platform that can solve the industry problems, that can move us forward. And the more people that we get on the platform, the more powerful it becomes. Think about it. When we create something once, or you create something once, it is shared by everyone on the platform. Everyone benefits. Pricing negotiations can be done not as a single entity, but as an entire system. We can share and drive down costs. That's why we built this thing. Everything gets simpler, everything gets easier, everything gets more cost effective. And we all know the pace of change is only going to accelerate. Now, 2017 is no exception. Here are some of the top trends that we think will dominate this year. We expect to see an acceleration of unified IP. Virtual reality and augmented reality will make their way into most viewer experiences. We all know that more companies are producing 4K in 4K, so 4K will start to take more of hold. And of course, everyone is talking about the cloud. And as we turn on more applications within AVID Everywhere and workflows to the cloud, we expect exponential growth in cloud deployments across the entire industry, not just for us, for everyone. But now we're in the best position to deal with these changes. Now, you've seen tremendous innovation so far this year if you've been following us. We've got a lot more underway. And we've got some exciting things to share with you right now. Are you guys ready? Are we ready? Let me then bring up the star of the show. I want to welcome Dana Rusica. And if you know his last name, the difference between Rusica, who's our president, and Rusica, who's Dana, it's a fun thing to play with. So make sure you tease him on both of those. But this is Dana Rusica, here to tell, he's our Chief Product Officer, and he's going to tell you all about what's up there. Come on, Dana.
Thanks, Louis. Well, I'm really excited to be here with you guys today, and we have so much to talk about, just a ton of innovation across all of our products and all of our segments. So let's get right to it, and what I like to do is start with individual artists. So I don't think there's ever been a more exciting and challenging time to be an artist in this industry. There's more people creating content than ever before. Getting your story seen, your music heard can be really hard. And with all of this competition, it can be tough to make a living. But at the same time, you also have more tools, more technology to help you out, and more outlets than ever before to get your work out there, and that can make all the difference. So take music, for example. So when producing a song or a soundtrack, your tools can help amplify your talent. And they can help you connect and collaborate with others to get your work out there. And this has really been our focus with Pro Tools, and there's been a big year for us for innovation here. So we want to show you some stuff here. Check this out.
A
suits in Midtown. And it might be nothing, but it might be something good.
So pretty cool. So did you know, we've had 6 major Pro Tools releases this past year. That's a new release every other month. And maybe the most revolutionary release was AVID Cloud Collaboration for Pro Tools. So this is our new cloud service that lets you easily connect and work with anyone from anywhere on the same session right within Pro Tools from the cloud. And we have nearly 5,000 cloud collaboration projects active right now, people working together in the cloud, and that number keeps growing every month. But we didn't stop there either. We also delivered countless enhancements for music creation, editing, and mixing. Just a ton of really cool features, like the new sound-based intelligent loop browser for creating loop-based music, and enhanced editing and freeze workflows, all to enable you to create faster without bounds. And remember the artist community that we rolled out about 18 months ago? That huge talent network that we created? This year, it's grown to over 28,000 members. And we expanded it with new services like talent search and music publishing and distribution so you can connect with others and get your work out there. And all of this is made possible by the platform. So that's audio. So what about video artists? When we think about filmmakers and editors, your tools need to help you take on any job that walks through the door, deliver it faster and at top quality. And this has always been our focus with Media Composer, and this year has been no exception. Let's take a look. Wow, right? Now, the editing experience on Media Composer has always been deeper than any other tool. And now that we've gone to subscription, with new feature releases every other month, we continue to innovate and refine. With over 100 new enhancements this past year alone, some big, some small, we've made Media Composer even faster and easier to use. And a lot of this was a result of direct feedback from all of you, the ACA. And of course, we're not in this alone. Our alliance partners help us take Media Composer to whole new workflows. It becomes the hub of all sorts of different workflows. For example, like taking stock footage from the cloud and editing it right to your timeline or your bin. Or VR workflows to create really immersive experiences. That's the kind of capability that Media Composer on the platform delivers. You know, it's amazing what professional artists can achieve with our solutions. And to see the true impact of Pro Tools and Media Composer on the entertainment industry, you really don't have to look any further than this past award season. Just about every artist at the top of their field uses our tools. It's really true. And they all have stories about the help and support that they got on their way to the top. And all of us at AVID feel a deep connection with our customers. And we're really proud of the role that our technology plays in supporting them in their success. And as we look to the future, we believe we can also help the next generation just getting started by giving them access to the very same tools the pros, their heroes, use. So you'll remember about 18 months ago, we rolled out Pro Tools First. It's a free download of the industry-leading Pro Tools software. And since then, we've had over 500,000 downloads. That is huge. So 500,000 people using Pro Tools First. And now we're bringing AVID Cloud Collaboration to Pro Tools First so that anyone can connect and work with others through the cloud wherever they are. I mean, this is huge, connecting aspiring music creators across the globe, and it's all because of the power of the platform. So when we saw what Pro Tools First had done for the music creators of tomorrow, we knew we had to provide that same opportunity for the next generation of filmmakers. So I'm pretty excited about this next video. Check this out.
I've always been interested in stories. Maybe it was all the times I went to the movies with my father that led me to this passion I have for filmmaking, especially video editing. Because I love how the story unfolds in the edit. It's all about being creative. Whether I'm editing a short film one day or a music video the next, the tools I use matter to me. And I rely on the industry's best so I can focus on what I love the most. My name is Michaela, and I use Media Composer First.
All right, so today I am thrilled to announce Media Composer First. The same amazing tools used by those award-winning editors will be available in June for free. Let me tell you, we've done a bunch of things here to make Media Composer First easier to use for new users just getting started. So we've done things like simplified the project window. We're providing pre-built effects, titling, color effects templates, even added a one-click publish to social. So basically, any beginner can get started and very easily on their way to the top here using the tools that the pros use. And this is so cool, so I don't want to just talk about it. What I want to do for you is actually show you up close and personal and give you a demo of this. What I'd like to do now is introduce Mr. Michael Krulik, our demo artist extraordinaire. Mike, come on out here. So Mike, I'd like to give the audience here a demo of what we've done with Media Composer First. Can you do that for us?
Absolutely. So yeah, very important, like you mentioned, we want to basically let the new breed of editors learn how to use Media Composer and make it very easy. You did mention the project window, so you'll notice here, I can simply type in, let's call the project 2017. When I hit create, it actually launches you into a nice clean interface.
Now wait a second, Mike. Usually with the traditional Media Composer, there's a lot more steps here that you have to choose the frame rate and raster and all that.
We're going to actually lead the first-time editor through the process.
Wow.
So what you'll see here is we actually have little hidden ways to help the first Media Composer editor learn how to drag and drop from the source browser to add clips to the project. And even in the sequence, drag clips here to create your sequence. So if I want to go and find my little iPhone videos here, we have a little hover scrub.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. You can take those and you can drag them up into the bin, but we can also do is drag that into your sequence. And you mentioned the process of easier project creation. You'll see here that it actually takes you through the process. It lets you create the project quickly and easily, or the sequence, and it's right there. The two bins, nice and easy. Again, we can take more clips, drag them up here, double click and add it. You'll also notice the green and the blue highlights. It actually relates to the green and blue in your timeline. So you get a nice understanding of what is happening in your sequence. But again, this is Media Composer, so we can add, we can drop, we can drag, trimming capabilities, everything is live right there. Again, making it very easy for the first-time Media Composer user.
I mean,
now,
it almost walks you through each step.
It does, actually. Dana, even
that's what I'm thinking. Even I could kind of sequence on here.
Now, what's also nice is it takes you through the process of creating or publishing your sequence. So I simply right-click, I go to Output, and notice it says Publish. The nice thing about that is it'll create a file, or also will publish directly to YouTube.
That's awesome.
So again, a nice, easy interface, a great way for the first-time Media Composer user to actually springboard their career because they can take the tools that they learn here and move them into the full version of Media Composer when they decide to.
That is just awesome. Mike, thanks so much for the demo. I really appreciate it. Because it's on the platform, Media Composer and Pro Tools First are helping aspiring artists connect, collaborate, and get their work out there. So we're really excited about this. Now, let's expand our focus to creative teams, starting with audio post and pro mixing. These folks are under a lot of pressure to generate more content in more varieties and formats than ever before, with super fast turnaround times. And to do this, they need the right tools and collaborative workflow to connect the entire production team. So let's take a look at what we've been working on in this area.
We have recently installed the largest S6 console in the world, I believe. And the challenge was to integrate this quickly and seamlessly into the facility without changing the whole structure of the stage. The Matrix and its ability to switch and to be pre-programmed for various different models of how a room is configured allows us to have a complete digital pathway. Do all our routing and switching. Dante out into the amplifiers keeps the pathway super clean. The Matrix was a godsend to us.
We've been using the MTRX in 3 rooms, and one of the reasons we love it so much is it enables us to tie multiple Pro Tools systems together in a room and create a truly virtual environment of a larger scale project. Then, as soon as you've got these multiple systems, the obvious question is, well, they're all working on the same project at the same time. How do you manage to tie all of that together? That's where Nexus comes in. You have to be able to centralize the project. That's where the whole of this sort of universe of connectivity comes together. You start connecting systems, and you start connecting the data that those systems are using, and then you're really starting to open up the boundaries into a whole new world.
Now, the products you just saw there really speak to what we're all about, delivering the technology that frees you to create and collaborate. So, we have the new Pro Tools Matrix you just saw there. It's our next generation I/O for Pro Tools HD, and this thing is a beast. It delivers 64 channels of I/O for Pro Tools, over 1,000 channels of NAB, plus all of the other digital formats you could possibly want, AES, Dante, and SDI. It'll easily tackle the most demanding post-production environments you can throw at it. And today, we're also announcing the latest software release for Nexus. So last year, we launched Nexus for video and broadcast workflows. This year, we're bringing the power of Nexus to audio. And for audio pros, it's all about centralizing storage. So this latest release really delivers a lot of new capability. First off, it's faster with speeds workflow, with faster disk caching, file analysis, rendering, session caching, also much higher track counts, and of course, multi-seat support for Pro Tools in a shared workgroup environment. So it's really huge. So audio and video creatives can now share large projects with ease. So Matrix and Nexus, we connect everything and everybody in your workflow, and it's all powered by the platform. Now, another big trend in cinema and home theater is immersive audio. And that's why Dolby Atmos is becoming one of the hottest things out there right now, because it lets mixers create an incredibly engaging audience experience. But if you've ever worked in here and tried to create content, it can be a very tedious and time-consuming process to actually mix in this format. And so we set out with Dolby to fix all that. So let's take a look at this video.
One of my favorite things about Atmos is that the room just disappears. You're no longer worried about speakers and where things are coming from. It's just like, I want that sound to come from there, I want that sound to come from there. Dolby Atmos allows theatrical audience to hear something that's sort of big and powerful without being overly loud, because it can be more immersive. You're being more specific and directive of how sounds are playing.
I was so happy to see that the implementation of Dolby Atmos in Pro Tools is even better than I would have expected. Everything's been thought of in terms of the fact that you can now automate back and forth between the bed and an object. That is so huge.
There's so many positive aspects of Dolby Atmos, because it just makes filmmakers and sound people even more excited about the sound process. It's nice to help keep rejuvenating and inspiring.
It's going to make our jobs that much easier.
So Will and Mark are among the absolute best in audio post, and what we're announcing today is going to be huge for them in all mixers. Introducing native Atmos support in Pro Tools. Nice. So we've partnered with Dolby to deeply integrate Dolby Atmos right within the Pro Tools environment. So what this means is we've built in native Atmos support for stems, object panning, S6 mixing control, automated routing and busing, and so much more. Nobody has anything close to this level of integration. And not only is it the most powerful and efficient Atmos immersive mixing workflow in the industry, it's also the most affordable. It's a totally integrated experience made possible by the platform. And if you want to see this up close and personal, we actually have a full Atmos rig set up on our booth in the main stage. Come on down, check it out. It is just stunning. Okay, so just like their partners in audio, video post professionals today also need to create high-quality content, high-quality immersive content quickly. And they have to get it out in more outlets and devices, and they too face constant pressure to turn work around faster and more efficiently. And we're all about helping them do this. And one of the most time-consuming and frustrating things can be just finding the right take. So if anybody's an editor here, that can be one of the most tedious, time-consuming things. And we're pretty excited about this next thing we're going to be announcing. So let's take a look.
When I try to describe what ScriptSync is to people who've never seen it before, first I ask them if they've ever seen the line script that a script supervisor will be creating on set. You have the dialogue on the page, and this is a file that's next to the dialogue that you can click on that takes you to that line of dialogue. It's invaluable.
It probably takes about 15 hours out of my week. I mean, it speeds up my process that much.
When other editors come to visit my office, one of the first things that I show them is ScriptSync because it's so cool. So I will just come up with a phrase that I remember somebody saying, and I'll show them how I can quickly go to that moment and then press and play. I'm very happy that it's back.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're very pleased to bring back ScriptSync and PhraseFile. Yes. Now actually, ScriptSync isn't just back, it's better than ever. So the phonetic indexing is faster, it supports more languages, you can even edit the script after you bring it into Media Composer. And for those of you who haven't used this, this is one of those killer app features. It's just such a time saver for anyone under tight deadlines. And we're really excited to have it back in Media Composer, and it's yet another example of the power of the platform. Now, we also know how tough it is to deal with so many different variables in your workflow. The ever-expanding number of formats alone are a huge headache. One project now can have, resolutions from standard def all the way to ultra-high def, 4K, and beyond. And you have to be able to move all of this high-res material between workgroup members really quickly and efficiently. And we're helping here too. Check this out.
As everyone knows, we are a documentary company, and just about everything we do is sort of from a doc heritage. Sort of the foundation of our post-production facility here is the AVID shared storage, and that's all Ethernet drops to all of our systems. We have 26 edits now between assistant editor stations.
We have 4 different digital series that have 90 different episodes between them. And they're all moving back and forth between different edit stations, across, the entire office, different editors are working on them.
The beautiful thing about the DNX.io that got us all excited when we had the chance to work with it was this ability to switch between an AVID I/O box and a box that could also work with Resolve. Everything we do needs to be a Swiss Army knife, and the DNX.io is that box.
So as you can see from that video, how great DNX.io is. And today, I'm very pleased to announce the new AVID Artist DNX IQ. It's our next generation video interface that supports about just any project type. So DNX IQ really eliminates the headaches of dealing with all the different variations in your workflow. So just like DNX.io, its predecessor, it supports standard def, HD, 2K, ultra high res, 4K, ingest, monitoring, and output. So those are the basics. But it's also, DNX IQ is even faster with Thunderbolt 3 and PCIe Gen 3 connectivity. And it's even smarter with features like universal mastering functionality that lets you cross-convert your sequence to different rasters and frame rates on output. Now this thing is really powerful, and it'll give any creative team a big leg up delivering high-quality content within very tight time frames. Now, in the video you also just saw, we mentioned shared storage. That's Nexus. The new version of Nexus Pro delivers 50% greater throughput, which means more 4K and UHD streams. This is perfect. It's ideal for any small work groups that are working in high-res like finishing. And because DNX IQ and Nexus Pro were designed using the open architecture of the platform, they support every major video editing tool like Premiere, Resolve, Final Cut, and of course, Media Composer. That's the power of the platform. So, as you can see, we've been busy helping creative teams collaborate better, work faster, and deliver higher quality content. And you know, we have just as much in store for media enterprises, the world of news, sports, and entertainment. So let's take a look.
We use kind of the whole portfolio of AVID products on large-scale events like the Super Bowl, like the Olympics. Really, any of the components of the Media Central platform, we see intersection between our goals and AVID's goals.
I do believe that AVID listens to their customers, and we have had an effect on their development path of being able to better keep track of what's what and where with versioning and asset management. AVID technology is a core part of our business.
When you get into serious complex projects with deadlines and multiple artistic input and really set deliverable requirements, it takes a team to get it done.
The less we can get in the way of that as a television production, the better.
We do everything from offline right through to sound and VFX and everything in between.
AVID worked with us and developed the capability to handle 9 HD streams simultaneously in a multi-cam editing environment.
AVID actually changed their data model to accommodate our needs. It was amazing because it was a partnership and they treated it as such, and you know, we really are reaping the benefits from it.
We have IFC, Sundance Channel. With the expansion of all the different networks, we've grown to approximately 65 edit suites. With 65 rooms, you want to be able to move that stuff around pretty quick. It's not just the video, it's a lot of the metadata that needs to be brought along with it. I mean, I'm able to integrate all these different products, and it's seamless. AVID's been there. They've supported me all the way.
The pressure to create more content, deliver it to more outlets, and making your brand stand out is relentless. You need more efficiency, and you need it now. So that's why we've delivered over the last year innovations like story-centric news workflow for audience-driven news environments where the story, not the technology, is at the center of everything. And we've worked really hard on graphics integrating, taking our whole graphics line and integrating into the platform so you can work smarter and more efficiently to deepen viewer engagement and build brand and viewer loyalty. And of course, there's Nexus, the industry's first and only software-defined storage platform. And here we continue to push the envelope for shared storage scalability and capacity. So today, with Nexus, we're announcing a new release for media enterprises that delivers higher performance than ever before. This new release delivers a whopping 28 gigabytes, that's gigabytes of bandwidth. And to top that, Nexus now scales up to nearly 3 petabytes per storage. So this is huge. Let me put it into perspective for you. This means you can play over 1,400 streams of high def or 400 streams of ultra high def video simultaneously from one system. That is just massive. And we even have a few customers using this to prototype 8K workflows. And because it's software defined, getting the latest features is as easy as downloading the latest software update. So as a core component of the Media Central platform, Nexus takes real-time collaboration to a whole new level, enabling more people to work together in more places on more media assets than ever before. Now, AVID is all about tackling the toughest workflow challenges. And another area we've been focused on is end-to-end 4K. So over the past 18 months, we've delivered end-to-end native 4K support across storage, media management, editing, and graphics. And this year at NAB, we're going to be doing a technology preview of our latest 4K and UHD server technology, which gives you the high-def and ultra-high-def ingest and playout, support for high dynamic range productions in 1080p, video over IP, and a host of flexible codecs. So now, from ingest to playout, everything comes together to bring your 4K workflow that's going to let you deliver your best work. So we're really excited about this. Check it out down on the booth where we're doing a tech demo. So another core pillar of the platform really is openness and keeping the integration burden off of all of you. And that's why we created the Connectivity Toolkit to enable anyone to develop an integrated solution for the platform, certify it, and make it available on the marketplace. Now, Louis mentioned this before. We have over 600 partners now with over 2,000 partner solutions addressing every possible workflow that you can imagine. We have enablers for every segment and every workflow. And some recent additions to the partner lineup really include some interesting ones here. First, Burst. This allows mobile device users to upload content for instant broadcast, digital, or OTT platforms. We also now have Filmlight, which provides high-performance color grading and finishing for film, television, commercials, and broadcasts. Latitude to transfer video and other large files through the cloud. And then File Catalyst for accelerated and secure file transfers of uncompressed files of any size. And the list just keeps going on and on. Now, today, I'm very pleased to announce the latest major industry player to join the Media Central platform, EVS. So, you all know EVS as a huge player in live broadcast for sports and news and entertainment. EVS used the Connectivity Toolkit to build a connector for the Media Central platform that gives editors and producers access to EVS assets from right within Media Central UX. So you can browse, search, and work with EVS Media on the Media Central platform, and it's much easier for live and post-production teams to work together now. And like every partner integration, this is fully tested, certified, and supported on the platform. So you can work with EVS Media just like any other AVID media. So this is going to really speed up workflows for live broadcast, and we're really excited to have EVS on board. So we've covered a lot here. New partners like EVS and big sweeping workflows. This is the power of the AVID Media Central platform for media enterprises. And for all the segments I covered, everyone who uses the platform benefits from enhanced integration, advanced collaboration, workflow acceleration, and continuous innovation. So I want to thank you. I want to bring up Louis for our next chapter, but thank you very much, and I'll be back a little bit later. Thanks.
Unbelievable, huh? Great job. He and the technology team have been really busy. Think about it. Integration that you've heard about, collaboration, acceleration. I'm sorry, did I say celebration? I want to celebrate. Innovation. It's been a lot. But I wish it were enough. But there is so much more for us to do, which is why we're about to begin a whole new journey. A whole new phase. Are you guys ready for the next phase? All right, are you ready for the next phase? Come on. Dana just went through what you're going to experience, ongoing innovation, but we have a whole new journey we're about to embark on. Come so far, but those business issues that we talked about earlier are only intensifying. You know that, because you've shared this with me. And that's why there's so much buzz, I think, about the cloud. Now, the cloud will bring efficiency, flexibility, agility, all the things that we talk about, but it's also about completely new ways of working. It's about new capabilities. It's about new possibilities. Our clients have told us that they are ready to begin their journey on the cloud, but they can't address these cloud challenges without a platform. Well, we have that now. There's nothing holding us back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to bring to you today the culmination of what we've been working on for the last 4 years with the AVID Everywhere vision. To help ease the financial and operational burden, to further increase efficiencies, scalability, flexibility, we're taking our powerful platform, our entire suite of applications and comprehensive tool set, we are taking AVID to the cloud. Now we're making sure each of you can get there at your own pace and in your own way, whether or not it's on-prem, private cloud, public cloud, or hybrid. And hybrid is what we believe most of our clients will start with. And I'm going to bring back Dana to fill us in on some of the detail. Let's welcome him back.
cloud media services, infrastructure on demand, hosted applications, and then the cloud user experience itself. So let me walk you through each of these, and we'll start with the hosted applications. So up until now, adding clients to your workflow has often been a tedious process, requiring one-off software installation to a physical server or a workstation. And it makes it sort of a pain in the neck to actually add people to your workflow, and it's expensive too. So with AVID cloud-hosted applications, we make this a thing of the past. All your favorite apps, thick clients like Media Composer and Pro Tools, or thin clients like the Media Central UX, can be deployed on-prem, in a data center, or in the cloud. So people from anywhere, any group on any device can work together on any resolution from anywhere. And with our new cloud licensing options, we make it easy for you to light up a client app instance as you need them. So this is going to be really cool. I bet you never thought you'd see an app like Media Composer in the cloud, right? It's a pretty heavyweight application. Well, I'm not just here to talk about it, we're going to show it to you today. So I'd like to bring Mr. Mike Krulik back up and give you the demo of Media Composer in the cloud. All right, Mike.
All right, great. So you talked about the 3 different ways you can deploy Media Composer in the cloud. So we're going to run through each little instance here. Now, the first one we want to talk about is Media Composer Cloud Remote. So this is the thick client. I have Media Composer running on the laptop right here. But the Nexus storage that I'm actually accessing is somewhere else. So I can actually go in and you'll see the icons actually have a little down arrow, so that's telling me that that's being accessed remotely. And it's actually downloading to my local system a series of JPEG files that will actually give me the instance of running.
Wait. So explain this to me. So you have, this is running on your local machine.
Exactly.
But the media is streaming from somewhere else.
Exactly. You're actually pulling it down, you can access it. Now this is also a combination. It could be local and remote media.
You can have local media there as well.
Exactly. Being edited into Media Composer, again, the full editing experience, being able to drop that into my sequence, add that in, local, remote media. But again, this is a thick client. Media Composer is installed on the laptop or desktop.
That's awesome.
So we'll go ahead and move over into the next instance. So this is Media Composer with the VM option.
Okay.
So virtual machine. So this is your private cloud. It could be your private data center. So this instance of Media Composer, again, it's full version of Media Composer. All my tools are available here, but I didn't download Media Composer to my laptop or desktop.
There's no application running here.
Not at all.
It's literally running on a VM somewhere else.
You'll actually see VM option is a setting here. So this is a very good. Fully supported VM of Media Composer. Easy to deploy, easy to license, easy to maintain, but again, not necessary to download it on your actual system.
All right, so I get that. What's this?
This is a Microsoft service.
Oh!
Yeah. So this is Media Composer VM option, but this is using the public cloud.
Okay.
So I'm actually accessing a Nexus in Texas.
Wow.
Exactly. The Nexus in Texas, so I have Media Composer with the VM option running on the Microsoft Surface. Again, this is Media Composer. So being able to access it through the public cloud, being able to access the media, again, deploy Media Composer, work with it, easy to maintain, easy to deploy, but again, on a mobile device.
That's amazing.
So again, your 3 different options, depending on how you want to access it.
So I'm asking you to just keep working here if you would.
I will.
Because I might need you for something else in a little bit here.
Great. Go right
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Mr. Mike Krulik, everybody. So let me recap. What you just saw was Media Composer in the cloud, running on a VM in a data center environment. Media Composer running completely in the public cloud on the Surface, and then Media Composer running locally with all the media processing running in the cloud. So basically, you can mix and match however you want. It's super flexible. And this is just a little taste of what you'll be able to do with AVID cloud-hosted applications. And by the way, Media Composer Cloud, what we just saw there, available in June. Excellent. Okay, so while Mike's working away there, let's move on to cloud media services. So AVID is extending all of the media management apps you use today into the cloud. So think about it, Interplay MAM, production, iNews, all the Media Suite modules, even alliance partner offerings, all running in the background, so anyone in your organization can access them at any time from any device. You could use, for example, iNews in the cloud to share news wires and stories across multiple station bureaus. You could take Media Central, let's say, put that up in the cloud and enable a review and approval workflow for film and television content. Or you could host a shared library in the cloud using Interplay MAM so your teams can upload and access content from anywhere. The possibilities are really limitless with what you can do with this. And you can also take advantage of infrastructure on demand. So all of these apps and services will run on what we call the infrastructure management layer as part of the Media Central platform. Now this lets you deploy them however and whenever you want, on-prem, private or public cloud, or mix and match in any hybrid combination. And another huge benefit of this is we also automate software deployment. So this is going to be a big deal. We have a new enterprise software deployment tool set that makes software installation literally push-button easy. You'll be able to update, configure, and optimize complex environments in mere minutes. So all of this comes together and brings a new level of elasticity that you've never had before. Spin up or wind down apps or media services as you need them. The cloud really transforms how we leverage infrastructure in media services on the back end. So pretty cool, right? Okay, so the back end is only really half the story. So what about the front end? So over time, we've developed a wide array of really specialized client applications that access the platform. Now these give you a lot of power. All of you use these applications every day. But whenever you add this kind of power, complexity inevitably creeps in. And as we take AVID everywhere and AVID into the cloud, we've completely reimagined the Media Central user experience. And today I'm very excited to introduce the new Media Central Cloud UX. Yes. So the first thing you're going to notice here is we've completely revamped the user interface. It has a fresh new look, feels great, fast, lightweight, highly responsive. But more importantly, we've taken great care through goal-directed design to tailor the user experience to the task and role at hand. So for instance, a producer can easily monitor social media feeds to incorporate tweets and Facebook updates to their stories. Or a journalist can insert graphics in a story that will be triggered in real time during the newscast. Or in sports, a logger can easily tag events and add metadata in real time, all while the game is going on. And we're also leveraging the cloud to federate the media databases behind the scenes. So you have all these different back-end systems. We want to bring them together with the cloud UX. So the thinking here is whether a media asset is in MAM or PAM or a partner solution, the user should be able to search, audition, edit, and distribute an asset, any asset from anywhere, as if they were all in the same virtual workspace. And that's what we're delivering here. And we're also using the new cloud UX to centralize services across any of the backends. So just like the media assets are all in one virtual place, through this cloud UX, you can take advantage of any media service, all from one streamlined and consolidated interface. So the new Media Central Cloud UX really simplifies the complexity and allows the user to focus on their work and not the tech. So what I'd like to do now, if you're ready, are you ready? All right, so Mike is going to help us give you the VIP tour through the Media Central Cloud UX. Let's see it, Mike.
Fantastic. So Dana hit some really great points here. The new Media Central Cloud UX is going to allow you to implement context-based workflows that are going to focus on the tasks at hand.
Yes.
So you see a very clean interface here. We actually have some apps across the top menu, and this is going to let you access your browsing, your searching, logging, and even editing in one window. So we have our clips here. Here we have the amazing Hover Scrub.
I'm going to tell you, Mike, the first thing I'm noticing is that the interface is so snappy. It's really interactive.
It's really been optimized for really great responsiveness. You'll notice here when you hover scrub, if I click, it actually plays from that point as well.
That's awesome.
So you're actually getting an indication of where you are in the clip. So we're actually hiding the complexity of the back end, as you mentioned before as well. Now, this is just the browsing app. You can go in and look at searching as well. And this is all customizable too. So you can take the browse app and actually put it down in the same window and have them running at the same time.
So that's back to that goal-directed design, role-based. Basically, what you need when you need it is there for you.
Exactly.
Okay.
And notice, again, the responsiveness. As I move between the apps, you're not waiting for a lot of refresh.
That is awesome.
So now I'm in the search app. Now we've actually implemented the phonetic search engine from ScriptSync and PhraseFind into Media Central Cloud.
So wait a second. So the script, that phonetic search engine is now a service that's running on the back end that we can now access through the Media Central Cloud UX.
Exactly. So I'm going to go in and take a look for certain media, maybe by a word. So we can actually type in phrases. And I want to look for hockey elements. So I'm going to type in the word puck. Maybe I want to type in the word hawks. I also just want to show maybe penalty. Now the reason why I chose penalty is any words you put up here, you actually get the phonetic pronunciation of that word. And everyone's looking at that going, penalty.
Got it.
Penalty.
Got it.
I also want to search for, I'm going to put XDCAM. Because the nice thing is, it's not just going to search for audio, it's going to search for metadata as well. So we tab that. I'm going to head and implement my search. And you'll also see, depending on what you are searching, you get the amount of hits. Now, if I take a look at my little display up here, it searched 280 assets. That was about roughly, 9.5 hours of footage in 0.17 seconds.
That is awesome.
So really fast, really optimized.
Nice. What do you think?
Now, what you'll also see is because I have my little search elements here, if I take a point at this clip right here, look at that. You actually get the information. It's showing me that with the audio, it thinks it's found a point where it said the word penalty, or someone said hawks or puck. And even in the metadata, it found XDCAM.
Yep.
So when I double click, that opens up into an actual viewer that we can go in and we can play that clip if we want. It's once again the #1 best-selling brand, fully optimized. But more importantly, if I hit the Hits tab, we get a nice indication of where those words were said in the clip. So you see the colors right here? That actually is the same colors used down in the hit area. And when you highlight, it will actually show you what word is being said, or what it thinks is being said at that point. Now we also get a full confidence. Again, this is the phonetic search engine. If I click confidence, I can actually see the point where somebody said any of these words. And when I double click, it actually takes me right to that point in the clip, and I can hit play.
That is awesome.
Right to that point. Again, this is searching across all of your assets. And the nice thing also is anything that you select here can be added to a sequence or shot list. So you can simply drag and drop this up to the little edit app right here. You get a little blue highlight. That now has been instantly added to the end of my timeline of my sequence, and we have full editing control as well. So you have a nice little sequence edited. You can go in, again, search your media, search your clips, browse through the web browser, going in and taking a look at those clips, and again, moving right along.
That is awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much for the demo here. What do you think, Pete? So Mike, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's the new Media Central